Right, well hello and welcome to another one of our short European trips, and we're currently sat at a 150-acre lake slap bang in the middle of Belgium.
Yes, get in there. Oh, no mate, look at it. It's huge, man.
Right, well hello and welcome to another one of our short European trips. It's towards the end of September, to give you a bit of an idea of the time of year. And I say we, me, Tristan, Kia on this trip. We've taken a few days out of the office, out of our busy schedule, before it gets really, really busy this year, to come and just have one last trip before the year's up. And we've got 2 nights and 3 days to try and winkle out a fish from here. It's 150 acres. You know, the weather is constantly wet the whole time that we're here, so it's going to make it very hard to move around. We've had to put don the waterproofs all day, and we have been walking around looking for them. We've seen some very, very subtle signs, but we've kind of just had to pick a couple of swims for the first day, get some bait out, get the rods out, and literally just see what happens.
So we're well and truly coming into the evening now, and the day seems to have just disappeared. Obviously with the amount of rain we had and sort of well overdue and catching up a bit of sleep, before we knew it, it's coming to about 4 or 5 o'clock and the light is just disappearing by the second. The lights are starting to turn on in the horizon, and it really does feel like you're in the middle of the city. The boys have already said it, it's been a pretty intense day. It's been, yeah, wet and tiresome, but we've all put the effort in, we've all found spots, and I think we're all going into the evening reasonably confident, bearing in mind we've probably seen a handful of fish between us all day. So I'm to the right of Louis, sort of Lou's in the middle, Keir's to the left, and I'm all the way to the right, which was actually my sort of favoured option to start with. From what we gather, it's quite a bit shallow to the right hand side. We didn't realise quite how shallow, to be completely honest. We just assumed it was going to be a deeper lake than it actually is. But yeah, it looks like I've got, I don't know, 4 or 5 foot at the max, but the majority of the area out there is probably down to about 2 foot. It's really, really quite surreal, because I didn't expect it. But as I say, we found spots. It's all quite hard out there anyway. We've all put a bit of bait out. We haven't gone mad. Tried to nick a bite, and yeah, as I say, going into the first evening, reasonably confident.
I'm shaking a little bit.
Completely shaking.
Size of it.
Fucking chunk as well. I've just put a couple more spoms on it. The spom hit the surface and my right hand rod just went.
What, in the same spot?
Nah, completely different spot. That's my long spot in about 2-3 foot of water.
Yeah.
Mental. And I think whilst I was playing that, I saw another fish crash out there, right in line with the crane.
Yeah,
The tallest crane. Hopefully it hasn't moved. Because earlier on when I was spomming, to be fair, now I've got another marker anyway, but earlier on when I was spomming, I was like, all the other cranes are like moving. They're on boats on the canal at the back, so they're up and down the canal, and I was like, oh, that's all my points.
Melt off?
One hell of a fight.
Did it melt?
Yeah, absolutely, completely pissed off. Like, kept going and kept going, and I kind of didn't say anything for a sec. I was playing for about a minute before I actually shouted. Twist.
Well done, mate. A little bit of carnage, isn't it?
Two bars of gold. Happy days. How about that? To start our first full day here in Belgium. Absolutely mega brackish carp. And it really did brighten up what was a very dull, a little bit stressful and tiring first day. But yeah, we stuck at it, we found our spots, we put the bait in and managed to catch not only this, but 2 other small commons last night. Absolutely buzzing. And still got another night and the rest of the day left. Happy days. Oh.
Okay, so done my first ever night in Belgium last night. Didn't start off too great, to be honest, after running to the shop and missing it by 30 seconds as I was closing the door as I was getting there. So we had no dinner last night, but I got back, put the rods out, put a bit of bait on both the spots, and in the early hours of the morning I had the most vicious take I've ever had in my life, and I have my first Belgian carp in the shape of this 39-pound jet black mirror. Absolutely blown away. What a first night. And we've still got a day and another night left. Don't really know what to say. Unbelievable. Definitely something off the bucket list now. And to have the first one at almost 40-pounder. What a carp.
Can you hear me all right? Yeah, sound all right? Right, so I'm a bit out of breath because I'm shaking like a leaf. I haven't had a fish yet, and I've been a bit, you know, thinking about moving. Are the spots working? Is the bait working? Have I put too much in? What am I doing wrong, sort of thing? And yeah, me and Tris have walked around into my swim. I've literally just looked at the rods. One has just arced down and just stripped line, like uncontrollably. And like the boys said with their takes, I picked the rod up and it just flat rodded me. Just tore off, taking line, taking no prisoners. So I'm now attached to a fish and I'm going to shut up and get on with this and concentrate. I've got a feeling this is common. I don't know why. But I have. Yeah. How weird, I said it, I thought it was a common, man. What the hell, I don't know. It's not massive, but it's a good one. and I've caught one. First one from Belgium. Wow, that feels like amazing, that does. Just, I was screwing, man, inside, taking all these pictures and seeing these beautiful fish that the guys have been catching, thinking, what am I doing wrong? Not again, like, coming to redeem myself, not... But I've got one. Yes. Yeah, that is quite big, isn't it? Finally managed to redeem myself in Belgium, and I've gone and caught myself a common. Went £38, not that it even matters. It's got a bit of a sore mouth on it, and a bit of a face that only its mother can probably love, but it's a fish. It's my first one from Belgium, first one from this big, really big lake. I persisted with that spot that I started with, and yeah, here he is. Oh, he really doesn't like being held, but the guys all know how much this capture means to me from struggling in Belgium earlier this year. So yeah, I'm chuffed. Let's hope for another one or two before we go home tomorrow. Roll on the night.
The receiver's absolutely melted off on the long rod. This hasn't even been touched since 7 o'clock yesterday evening. Kind of thought it was wait until the night still sort of thing, like. But out of nowhere, we're in. I reckon I was going for ages. There's no line on the reel. My knees are shaking. I'm gonna have to go next door. Yep. Grab that net for me. Lou, that's massive. Yes, get in there. Get in. Oh my God. Where's the rod? Oh, mate, what? What's going on? Can you see that? Wow, unbelievable. felt heavy, but when it's like 200 yards out, you can't really tell, but wow.
It's a very big carp,
Mate, it's massive.
Really?
Yeah, it's massive.
Actually?
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
Because
Doesn't look like it.
oh my god. My life. 10?
Is that what, with the sling?
Yeah. So it's about what? It's about £52 then. Right. Absolutely lost for words. I can't quite believe what has happened, but £52 of public lake Belgian carp. Absolutely prehistoric. Speechless, look at it. So old. Took me ages to get him in as well. I knew it was big straight away. Felt so heavy. And yeah, wow. What a trip. And we've still got another night. Wow. It don't get much better than this. Ugh. Oh, it's so hot, man.
Oh, that's a carp, man. Look at the...
Oh my god.
I can only hold up the top part.
Oh, you know, mate, look at it. So, nothing to report from last night. Really strange, to be honest, because just as it was getting dark last night, we all felt confident putting our rods out. We got them done a little bit earlier than the night before, so we wasn't rushing around, but it didn't work. Nothing happened at all. I did actually have a bream about 3 o'clock in the morning, which wasn't ideal in the pouring rain. But other than that, absolutely motionless. Haven't seen any more fish. Been looking this morning. despite the rain, it hasn't stopped. We've finally got a little break now, and yeah, so it's very quiet. We are looking for fish. We haven't got a huge amount of time left now. It would be beautiful to end on a fish, but it's not looking amazing, to be honest with you. There's just no signs of anything. I've walked right up to the end where the wind's hacking down into a corner where you'd kind of expect them to be on a big lake like this, following the wind. Haven't seen anything there, and yeah, we haven't really got anything to move on to, so I think we're just going to sit on our hands, ride out the time we've got left, keep watching, of course. If we do see something and we've still got a bit of time, then we will act on it. But yeah, other than that, I think we're just going to have to sit and watch and really keep our fingers crossed for a last minute Belgian carp.
Well, sadly, it's that time. It's time to reel the rods in, pack up and get on the road back to the ferry. We've got a couple of hours until we've got to be there for our crossing. The rods are still out at the moment, but yeah, it's definitely time to get them reeled in, to get packed up properly, get everything in the van and head off. But I'm sure you'll agree from watching, it's been a fantastic trip for all of us. Highlight being that really big one that Kira had, and a first carp for me and Kieran from Belgium. Yeah, it's just been one of those trips that has been completely unplanned. Again, like, we booked the ferry a couple of days ago and then we arrived. We were very sort of overwhelmed by the size of this place when we first got here, and just by sort of pure going on the wind and going on some knowledge that we had, we managed to make it happen. And you know, without that we probably would have struggled. We didn't really know where to start, but it all came good. And yeah, we've left here with some really special memories, some very special fish, and I'm sure it won't be long before we're back, heading back out somewhere in Europe, whether it's back to Belgium, back to France, or somewhere like that, in the not so distant future. We've already even looked at some dates. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed watching it, and we'll see you on the next one.
Ready, chip? I'm fan fish. Oh, that's that dog again, isn't it? Sick dog. The lost treasures, the public lakes.
Unless it's got a football pitch of weed around it. I think it's got a rock attached to it. Gale force wind blowing at me, blowing me around. I'm only small. It's like just reeling in a sack of potatoes, man. Imagine if it's like a stingray or something. Like world record breaking flounder in the brackish water.
Oh, I haven't cooked it up, that's why. Oh. Ah. Ma.
Right, come here. Fucking hell. They don't call him Big Les because he's small. Hi, Les.
Hello. What a lovely day.
Wild and natural Les.
Here we have the wild Les in his natural habitat.